Are any of you interested in being an actor, being a voice actor, something like that? Yay. Ah, good. Yay, lots of people, good. Now, have any of you actually gotten training, or any of you in school for acting, or have any acting experience? Yeah? Okay, that's good. Because that's the key thing here, is that you're not going to be a voice actor, you're going to be an actor. That's the thing you want to focus on as just sort of a very basic blanket thing, is don't think of it as like that voice acting is different from regular acting in a way. It's not. I mean, you're creating characters. You're not doing a voice. You're being a character.
Yes. I'm consulting our notes. I'm not texting, I promise.
Yeah. OMG. LOL. Tom is saying the character thing again.
I'm just doing this thing right now. It's totally crazy. Yeah, and I guess a big thing, do you want to start with cold reading, or you want to?
Well, no, I just want to kind of give more basic ideas of, you know what I mean? It's like not playing voice, playing a character. Yeah,
so playing a character. So yes, you're an actor, you're not a voice actor. So the training that you get as an actor, as a singer, all of that is very helpful when you are in the booth trying to do a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same things you would think of if you've been on stage. You're going to be on camera when you're working your character. You know, you need, what is this character's backstory? You know, what life experience has this character had to create the person that they are today? We have, like, there's physical cues.
Yes.
What does this character look like? You know, I mean, and looking at theater, it's like when you do, like, Richard III, you know, he's this sort of hunchback with a limp. I mean, and that affects the way that he moves, which can affect the way that he speaks, and it certainly affects his mental state.
Yes, it's all related, and you also have to take into account the external situation that your character might be in, and very often it will tell you, it will say that you're outside or inside, which can affect how you're speaking. It will say, you know, who you're with and what your relationship to those characters might be, and that also comes into play and is very, very helpful for figuring out what exactly you want to do.
Yeah. So one thing we are going to try with you guys today is have you come up and read, and we'll coach you and tell you why you're never going to work in the business, because whatever, you know. But let me do like crap on your dreams for a minute here. It's being an actor, voice actor, stage actor, film actor, whatever. Being an actor, there's a lot of rejection.
Yes.
And you gotta deal with it. You know, if you cannot take someone criticizing you or someone, whatever, you know, if you know, it's going to break your heart, you're gonna crumble into a little ball and cry every time you don't get a part, don't do this. Because you're gonna not get the part way more than you get the part. It's just the nature of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are you competing against when you go out for like a commercial or something?
Thousands. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. But to be the good cop here, you also have to have faith in your talent. And you have to know that what you bring to the table, what you bring to an audition is different than what anybody else can bring. And you should never try and copycat what you've heard or seen other people do. You should be authentically you. I have had people tell me for a commercial audition, for example, that, you know, sometimes it'll even just be in you straight up saying your name, which is called a slate, that they hear something. And it's just in you being you. You're not trying to play the character. You're not, you know, putting on any airs. Just in your actual voice, saying your own name, they heard something and they want to hear more of it. So you got to be true to you and have faith in your talent also.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you do impressions and that's your bag, okay, that's fine. But that's impressions. That's different, and that's also not acting or creating quite as much. And I'm not saying being able to do impressions is a bad thing. It isn't. Mimicry is a good skill to have, but it's just one tool in the box, you know? What Alyson is saying, I mean, it is true, but you got to remember, you have to put in the time. You have to train. You have to work and do the grind if you want to have any sort of success. Because if simply really wanting to do a thing enabled you to do that thing, I would be on the Yankees. And my life would be so much better. But it's, you know, I'm not good enough a baseball player. I did not, like, spend my life, you know, like, training and, you know, whatever, just working at it all that time. And some of it, and listen, this is another unfortunate truth, but some of it is to like some degree, not every person born can be a Major League Baseball player. There are certain innate things that you just sort of have to have, and if you don't, you can't do it. It's like some people have no rhythm and can't dance no matter how much they try or whatever. There's a certain thing with acting. I mean, you do need to have whatever that natural tendency is. But I have to say, most people with the desire to do so, I think, tend to have that because you have to be fearless.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even when you're voice acting, you're alone in a booth, you still have to be fearless. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have to not be afraid of making bold choices because, you know, very often you may do some big, crazy, bold thing and the director will be like, okay, that was not the part at all. That was just crazy. But something that you brought might have been right for another part, even if that wasn't what he was maybe going for.
And if you make a strong choice, it's better than being flat, you know? I mean, if I can look at what you're doing and say, okay, I see what you're going for here, but let's try this, as opposed to, I don't know what you're doing. I don't get this at all. Like that's, you know, and a lot of that, making these bold choices, this is a thing that some of you will have to try and do today when we try this, because what we're going to do, it's cold reading is what they call that. Any of you guys know what cold reading is? What is cold reading? It's when you have to... They set up a microphone for you and everything. Fear of the mic will not get you hired.
It's when you have to basically look at a script for the first time and act.
Yeah, it is. It's, and that is how, not all of the stuff that we work on, but most of the stuff that we work on goes. I mean, when we work on Pokemon, now I've seen the script, you know, because I'm directing the thing, so I watch the episodes and sort of look at it and do whatever casting I need. But when Allie comes in to play Bonnie, I'll be like, here, boom, you know, and she'll be like, okay. And then, you know, and I always set you up and everything, but it's never, you know, they don't get the script days ahead of time where they could sit and read it and study it. I mean, you get in the booth, and I sit there and go, okay, you know, you guys are headed to your next gym battle, and your brother just did this stupid thing, so you're going to make fun of him, and then, boom, we go, you know. But you have to get good at cold reading, and it is this kind of work that we've done. I don't know if it's benefited you outside of the Pokemon anime world, but it's benefited me when, you know, you have these commercial auditions or even theater auditions where they hit you with cold reading.
Yeah, and you have to just be able to look at it once or twice or however much time they give you, you know, in the 2 minutes, we're like, hey, ready to go in? And deliver and do it and perform and bring your authenticity, but also make a bold choice and really show something. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's okay to ask questions too. If you have the thing, you know, and you see something immediately, you're like, hey, what does this word mean? Or how do I pronounce this? Or whatever. It's fine to do that. It's actually smart to do that rather than bulldoze through something and, you know, be totally wrong. You're not necessarily going to get that opportunity, but if you do, you take it. It's okay to ask questions when you're walking in the door. You know, we're not expecting you to know everything. So before we get going, what is a good thing to do on a day when you know you're going to have voiceover work or an audition?
You should warm up. So we're going to do that.
Yeah, you guys are going to warm up, and Alyson will lead. So what kind of things? Let's hear some stuff that you do as a warm up.
Do you want me to just do it, or do you want me to get them to do it with me?
Well, yes.
I'll feel better if you guys do it with me. Will you guys maybe warm up with me? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so everybody stand up. So the biggest thing is your breath, right? That's how can you have any sound if you don't have any breath? So everybody just take a big old breath in, not from your shoulders, but from your diaphragm. You can even put your hand here to feel it, and just take a big, deep breath in. And sigh it out. Ha. All right, and if you have the room, just bend right over, touch your toes, and roll up slowly so you feel every vertebrae, and make sure that you are breathing deeply as you come up. Now, hands above your head. And you are going to release them, and you're going to shimmy a little on ha. Ready? Good. Now, you also need to make sure that you can articulate. So it's good to do.
And just as a quick thing, What are these exercises that we're just doing? What are they doing for everybody?
You're getting into your body a little bit. You are getting into your breath support, which is the most important thing. You've got to be able to speak on the breath. Yeah. So
because breath support, when you start to become short of breath, when you're doing a run-on sentence or some long line or you're screaming or whatever, your vocal cords start to tighten up.
Yeah.
And that's bad. I mean, think of it like your vocal cords being a muscle. Like with any other physical workout, if you're running and suddenly you feel your muscles tighten up in your legs, and you just keep on pushing, well, you're going to pull something, you're going to hurt yourself. Yeah. And the same goes with your throat. So if you have a lot of breath support, it's going to sustain you. You're not going to tighten up so much.
Yeah. Also, there's articulation. So on these, just do any kind of physical thing you want, but stretch out your body as you're doing it. So the first one, you're going to say mpaba. So we're all going to do it together, and you can stretch it out. Ready? Mpaba. Second one is tadanala. Ready? Tadanala. And the last one is kangaga. Kangaga.
This could be new Pokemon.
I know, isn't that fun? What's another good one?
I don't know. Have like some whiskey and a cigarette.
That's a really good one.
Just kidding. Cigarettes are bad for you. Whiskey is okay though.
All right, so this one comes from your mask, which especially if you're doing a younger character where it's going to be a little squeakier.
And just be a little more. Can you define mask?
Yeah. So the mask is the front of your face. Like if you had a lemon and you scrunch up your face, that's your mask. So from there, and you can even make that weird all face. You're going to say kee. And then do that fun shimmy again when you do it.
Yeah. So part of what this is also is being able to isolate different resonance chambers in your body. Because nasal, up in your nasal cavities, you have open space up there, and you can resonate sounds up there and get different types of sounds. But then also your chest cavity, which is for, with bigger, deeper sounds, if people say, keep that down in your chest, then I'm going to sound a little more like this. It's going to be down here. But if you get up in your nose, then it's a higher thing and you resonate up,
Yeah.
And you want to be able to isolate that kind of thing as much as you can. And even within your mouth, isolating where the sort of the center of the sound is when you get into really detailed stuff, which we won't go into too much today, like doing dialects and things like that.
So one last one, this is fun, is just lemon face, lion face, if anybody already knows this one. So we're going to make that same old fun face, but the scrunchy face, but you're going to scrunch everything, make everything super, super, super tight, and then you go, and just expand everything, and then you'll be a lion. Okay, ready? Lemon face, lion face. Awesome.
Yeah. So do that.
I just wanted to see you do that. That didn't have anything to do with your voice.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It did.
Do that stuff at home. Don't freak out everybody with that in the crowded audition room.
But people do it, and then you're like, oh, God, that guy, he's doing his over there in the corner.
But you need to be warmed up. It is important because often you don't know what kind of, you guys can sit now. You don't know what kind of thing you're going to have thrown at you. Sometimes you have a vague idea of what it is. I mean, I always ask when I get called to come in and read for a thing, I'm like, well, is it a kid? Is it a high-pitched something, whatever? Because if it's something that's more in a regular adult range or anything, I can do that pretty much at any time of day. Yeah. But if it's like a big monster dude, I want to do it in the morning when things are lower. But if it's playing a little kid, I prefer to go later in the day. Yeah. But you don't always have a lot of control over that.
That's true. And also, if any of you are singers doing, if you ever do just straight up vocal exercises, singing vocal exercises, those are also very, 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 very helpful because then you'll have your full wide singing range, which is also your speaking range. They're the same thing.
Yeah. So what else do we need to
let's see.
fill these guys in on before we start bringing people in?
I'm just going to text again. Taking care of, well, we did sort of that.
Okay. Wait. Equal choice. All right. So should we?
That'll be with. Yeah. Let's do it.
So, all right. Now we've got some sides here from a variety of things. And we want to start taking some volunteers. Have people come up, and you're going to try and read, and we're going to tell you why you should not do this anymore. Just kidding.
So
I'm just kidding.
mean.
I'm only going to say that to the men. Like this, like Thor over here, I'm going to be like, there's enough long-haired dudes who do this. We don't need you. Okay, so let me choose a thing, and then we can choose an appropriate person. Oh, should we just go with him?
Do it.
Okay, so you wanna pick one?
So
This character is, now remember when we say, oh, this character's 13 or this character's 10 or this character, it's sort of, you know, oh wait, no, the dude in the suit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need a dude for this one. So this guy, he's 13 years old, okay? And this is actually, these sides, this is the lead character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. His name is Yuma. There's a bunch of descriptors down there telling you what's going on. I'm gonna pull out my laptop so we have our version we can look at. So, take a look at that. We're gonna look at the first scene that's in there, okay? What is your name, dude?
Yuma.
No, what is your name really Yuma?
He's really in character.
I know. I was gonna say that's like a crazy
Well
like.
done.
You're testing me.
Yeah.
It's actually Glenn.
It's Glenn.
Correct.
All right. Hi, Glenn.
Thank you. Hi.
All right. So hang on. Okay. So in this first scene, now you're reading the notes here, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of energy. Okay. It's big. It's fast-paced. We want you to play this guy young, but he's anime 13. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's not, you don't have to fool anybody thinking you're actually 13, but you want to be young and you want to have more important to convey a young age than the voice is, it's the attitude. You know, this guy is really enthusiastic. You know, when you're a kid, anything is possible for you, and you really believe that. So that's an important thing to remember with this character. He wants to be the greatest duelist who ever lived, and there's no reason he can't be, okay?
You can also feel free to turn the mic down too, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I want you. No, just tilt the top.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so what's going on here? He's just waking up, all right? And, you know, as he said, he had some kind of weird dream. I'm sure it had to do with shouting out commands in a duel. And then he wakes up and he's late. And he's like, oh man, and he's got to run out of his house kind of in a big hurry, all right? He's a little bit of a comedic character. You can go a little spazzy with him, all right? Don't be afraid to stretch, to go big. You will see in the script, there are certain things, like look at the third cue,
Yeah.
where it says back and off.
Uh-huh.
Those are visual cues. If we were matching picture, you would see his back, he would be off camera. You ignore them, okay? And
Don't read back and off.
Yeah, when you use their stage directions,
Yeah.
basically, so you can ignore them. When you see things that say react, a react is a vocal cue that isn't speech. So, Allie, Yuma has a hurrying react. Yeah, as he's rushing, and that's a little more of a goofy hurrying react, you know? There's another react in there where his sister sasses him, and it says he has a making a face react. So if you know your sister makes fun of you and you make a face, what are you doing?
Aww.
Yeah, you know, something akin to that, okay? So we're just focusing on the first scene. All right, Glenn?
Okay.
So I want you to go for it. There's, hang on a second. I'll blow this up for you because there's some Kari lines that,
Oh, I'll read with you.
yeah. Hang on. So you'll need to scroll down a little as it goes, but it's that, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so Glenn, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, great. So make sure one thing that, you know, now that you're dealing with a microphone, that you're speaking more or less into the microphone. Don't do this. Okay? Just you can have a little space. Because here's the thing. Thanks to the magic of technology, they can turn you up. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you see people at the Oscars and the microphone is here and they like do this, the sound guys will just turn it up. Those mics are placed that they will get everybody wherever they are. So, and you're fine where you are right now, okay? These aren't recording microphones. This is not the type of microphone that you would use. So the type of response and the sound that you're going to get is not what it would normally be, which is why I want you to ignore it. But the one thing you do need to do is speak into the microphone. So when you have your thing, if you hold them down here, whenever you read, you're going to kind of just peer off the microphone. You know what I mean? So yeah, hold it up there, okay? So, all right, Glenn, you're playing Yuma, all right? He's 13, he's got a lot of energy, he's a little bit of a spaz, he's comedic. Let me hear what you can do, all right? Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Weird dream. Oh well, at least I'm up now. And late? Oh, not again. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, to get dressed.
Sure sounds like a scoop. I'll get right on it. I love a good lead in the morning.
What gives, Kari? Oh, why didn't you wake me up?
Because I'm a news reporter, not a babysitter. You're in middle school right now, little bro. Act like it.
Okay, that's pretty good. So, I'm gonna throw you a couple of notes. All right, if you screw up, keep going. Don't let me know. You know, don't try not to break. I mean, you mess up, you just reset yourself, take that cue over like it was nothing. Okay, everybody screws up. It's okay. But if you like break and you laugh and you know whatever, you don't want to do that so much. And the other thing is, what's happening in the beginning of this scene? What's happening 2 minutes before the scene starts?
He's waking up.
He's asleep. You're just waking up, right? I want to hear that in the beginning. I want to hear, man, you know what I mean? Like you kind of were like sleeping and, wow, weird dream, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It was a little, I mean, which depending on what the visual is showing us could be a choice, but think about that. He was asleep, had a little bit of a weird dream. Whoa. You know, he's a little foggy, and then when it's that, oh crap, I'm late, you know, that's where the energy hits him and the adrenaline and he zips through, okay? So let's take it one more time, all right? So whenever you're ready, Glenn, you go ahead.
Weird dream. Oh well, at least I'm up now. And late? Oh man, not again. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, to get dressed.
Sure, sounds like a scoop. I'll get right on it. I love a good lead in the morning.
What gives, Kari? Why didn't you wake me up?
Because I'm a news reporter, not a babysitter. You're in middle school now, little bro. Act like it.
That's good. Good job, dude. I'll take those. Good. And the youth in the voice was nice. You picked a good one for that,
Thanks.
Allie. And that's the other thing also is, you know, you don't want to push, you don't want to strain too much. You know, if it's not something that's in your range, you know, hopefully you're not going to get called in for that stuff. But sometimes you do. I mean, with commercial stuff especially, I swear to God, they're just like, the net that they throw out there is like insane. Because I remember getting stuff sent to me and they have like vocal references. And it's like Morgan Freeman and
yeah.
like giant black guys, and I'm sorry, not on my best day.
Yeah, I'll get like Scarlett Johansson, and I'm like, I can't sound like that.
Yeah, so, but, you know, whatever. Sometimes you got to go for it. So this time, we're going to read this character, okay? And this one we don't have to read with him. So we need, and Allie, I would like you to pick somebody. We need a lady. She's playing a high school girl.
Let's see. How about right here? You, yes, you.
Okay. Wait, who did you pick? Describe their clothing is the best way to pick people out
Miss
of
Black
crowds.
and White, who I know is actually the Mad Hatter.
Great. So, okay. The character you're going to play, her name is Pearl, okay? And she goes to a fancy magical school, and she's like the best student in the school. She's kind of the alpha, and she really likes being the best student in the school. All right? Now, this school is a school full of fairy tale characters, and she is descended from the Rapunzel line. So her hair, like mine, is sentient and can move and grab things and stuff like that, and it often reflects whatever her inner emotional state is. So like her first line in this is she talks about, oh, my hair doesn't like to share things, especially books, where someone tried to take a book and her hair went and grabbed it. So it's akin to Harry Potter and the sorting hat ceremony. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Great. They are splitting up the new students into teams. And she is like driven to have the best team because she is not going to finish second to anybody because some other person on her team doesn't know what the hell they're doing, okay? Now, the thing I need to tell you is this is not a bad guy character, but she's not always necessarily nice, all right? Because she's just she wants to succeed. She wouldn't necessarily do so, let's say, at the expense of her friends, but, you know people like that. They always got straight A's, and the idea of getting a B just, makes them freak out, okay? So, you can see how in this scene, she's a little uptight, and then at the end, you know what? No, I'm going to take the high road. You and I are going to be good friends, because this new girl gets placed on her team, and she doesn't know how she feels about it, but in the end, she decides to take a breath and accept that girl, okay? So, Pearl Rapunzel. She's probably about 15, maybe 16. All right. Let me open up my version of this. Hang on. Okay. So, like I said, first thing, you're starting out. Your hair did something weird, so you're apologizing for it, but you're not really embarrassed. You're like, that's what my hair does, Then we see you kind of being, as the ceremony's about to start, you're like, okay, I'm psyched, I'm driven, I'm gonna have the best team, I'm gonna win. They pick the new girl. Oh, God. Tell me you're not stupid, please. And the hair seems to not like her, because inside you kind of don't like her. And then on the last one, you see how it starts. You're really annoyed, and then you know what? Clean slate. Let's start this over. And you go in with a positive attitude, okay? Because ultimately, this girl and the new girl will be good friends. At the beginning, you don't know what to make of her, okay? So whenever you're ready, you do some Pearl.
My apologies. My hair doesn't like to share things, especially books. Finally, I've been listing my top choices for teammates all summer. I'm going to have the best team in the school. Tell me you did okay on the entrance exam. Whoops, my hair is a bit touchy. What do you know about... you're right. By the end of the year, we're going to be the best in school.
Okay, good. Cool. All right, give it up for her. It's hard to do.
Yeah, that was really, really great. A big thing I would say is you want to make sure that you enunciate, that we hear distinctly every word, that it doesn't get mumbled up a little bit.
Who's this girl? What did we tell you about her?
She's basically like the kind of type of the way you started to seem, she was more like the popular girl, but not like the very extremely too mean type.
Right, but
she wasn't too nice.
She is also the best student in school, which means one would think she probably speaks very well because she is clearly outspoken. She's not shy. So,
and I think you can bring, I know that you don't want to be mean, but you can bring a little bit of like Rachel McAdams and Mean Girls into it. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, especially because in this scene there is a bit of a redemption.
Yeah.
You can get to a point where you get a little nasty and then you stop yourself and you're like, no, this is not the person I'm going to be. Let's start over. You know what I mean? So let it get there so that way we can bring you back, okay? So, and the other thing is, turn it up. Bring it out, She is not afraid of the spotlight. I think she likes it, okay? So whenever you're ready, go again.
My apologies. My hair doesn't like to share things, especially books. Finally, all summer I've been listening. I can't even...
Okay, hang on. See, you were not in any sort of state to do this. So what do you need to do? You need to stop.
Breath.
You need to breathe. And you need to chill. And what's your name?
Skylar.
Skylar. And Skylar, here's the other big thing. This ain't a real audition. You got nothing to be nervous about. So don't worry about it. But that's what I'm saying. If you're all jumbled, you're going to be able to do it. take a minute, breathe, chill, and then go for it, okay? No pressure.
My apologies. My hair doesn't like to share things, especially books. Finally, I've been listing my top choices for teammates all summer. I'm going to have the best team in the school. Tell me you did okay in the extras exam. Whoops, my hair is a bit touchy. What do you know about... You know, you're right. By the end of the year, we're going to be the best in school.
Good. That was a good improvement. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great job.
Do any dudes out here kind of have a bigger, like a deeper voice? Anybody think they could do kind of a big guy thing? Maybe. Right. We're going to go with you over there. Yeah. Get up there. So, hang on. Here. Did you take that? In the pumpkin. Okay, so this is from, now, this is something that, I don't know you, I don't know if you could do this, but we're going to try it. You said you had a deeper voice, that's good. But this is this character is very old, okay? And he's one of the teachers at the school that we were just doing. And so, here, hang on. I'm going to bring up a picture of him. So this is one of these things where we're going to look at what he looks like and try and learn, you know, look at the physical cues that we're getting, okay? So this guy's name is Grandpa LaFrog, okay? So he is old and he is frog-like. See what he looks like? Now you got to think about what somebody who looks like that is going to sound like. He's an old guy. He's kind of jowly, okay? You know, he's got the big, and he's sort of, you know, he's big around the middle. And the other thing is, like, look at the way he's standing. You know what I mean? He's very proper looking. He's dressed really nice. So those are all things to incorporate in with him. So I want you to get up there, tell everybody your name.
Hi, my name is Roger Estrada.
Hi, Roger. So if you guys could turn his mic up a little bit, that would be helpful. So I want you to think that he's old, but one of the other things about him is he's a little absent-minded. Absent-minded as in, like, Alzheimer's is slowly starting to set in. You know what I mean? He will drift away, or he'll sort of forget things, because as you can see, he meets this new student, and he's like, I don't know what to make of her. And then, oh, where was I? You know, because he was sort of lost in thought, and then he's starting the assignment ceremony. So as you could see there, when he's sort of lost in his head, and then he goes back out to speaking to the group. So you want to speak out on that second one, and then he's trying to give advice to somebody, but as you can see, he's not really sure what he's talking about. So we want him to, this, you know what I mean? So, and he's low, and if you want to make him a little froggy, that's fine. But you saw what he looks like. So you want to add that physical presence. You want to hear that voice coming out of that body, okay? Go for it.
How odd. This one's going to be quite the handful. Where was I? Ah, yes. Now, the class will begin divided into teams. Let the assignment ceremony begin. A bit of advice for you. Always remember to check your references.
Okay, deeper and older. I asked you if you could do deep voice. You said yes, so now I'm going to bust on you for that. Deeper and older. He's an old man. If you don't have to push it to, like, a place where it's too deep, or, you know, if he's an old man, give him some texture and make him sound big and puffed up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in the beginning, sort of speaking to himself, and then, oh, right. Then he speaks out to everybody, and go big when you speak it out to everybody, and you know what I mean? And then where he gets lost, take time. People who are new at this, and I don't mean to generalize, but often fan people who are new at this tend to talk too fast and kind of mumble a little bit. You don't want to do that. Slow down. Okay? Don't rush. I mean, the thing that you read, that guy, he was in a big hurry and he was crazy. So there, it's in the scene, yeah, but even so, we still got to understand what you're saying. But with things like this, especially this old man, he's in no hurry, you know? So you take your time and really make a character out of him, okay? So, Roger, you ready? Yep. Do it.
How odd. This one's going to be quite the handful. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, the class will divided into teams. Let the assignment ceremony begin. A bit of advice for you. Always remember to check your references.
Good. Cool. Thank you.
Yay.
All right.
Great job.
Should we
Lady.
do Tori?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, lady volunteers.
Here, why don't you?
Okay. With the blue wig.
All right. Do you know who this character is?
Yes, I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! A
Right.
bit
Do
of
you
it.
know
Yeah.
who this character
Me?
is? Wait, why don't you explain it to her? Because whatever you think it is doesn't matter. It matters what we think.
Okay.
So,
So, where are her
So, all right, so we have Tori from Yu-Gi-Oh! She is Yuma's childhood friend. She's always by Yuma's side, cheering him on from the front row. This is a funny note. So it says that your number one friend and cheerleader, but she doesn't own pom-poms and doesn't know a single cheer. So not 100% high energy all the time, but 100% focused on supporting Yuma. Sweet, smart, funny, polite.
yeah. I mean, now, don't go too far with the polite note for the sense of humor that's going on here. What in this scene, so Yuma doesn't ever want to back down from any challenge he's given, no matter how stupid it is, okay? So, like, he was just given this challenge where he ended up swallowing all this pool water, okay? And you're gonna be like, what is up with you, dude? And he's like, what? You know, come on, I want to be the best, so I don't want to say no. And you're gonna give him shit about it, okay? So here, the politeness thing goes a little bit out the window because he's your really good friend, so you can talk very plainly to him, okay?
Okay.
And something else that you need to think about with casting, it's not just about individual, it's about the cast, it's about the group. And we heard a little bit about what Yuma sounds like. And this is Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is way closer to Scooby-Doo than it is to like other anime.
Yeah.
Which means, you know, if you do something too real and understated, you're gonna get buried by this guy. You know what I mean? So you need to bring it out a little more. You don't need to be bouncing off the walls. She doesn't have Yuma's energy, but you need to exaggerate, yes?
Yes, for
Got
sure.
it. Exaggerate. Okay.
Okay. So you want to give it a shot?
Yep. I'm
Okay,
ready.
I'll read with you. So whenever you're ready, you go ahead.
So, why do you do it, Yuma?
Those dares? Why not? It's good fun.
It's fun to turn green choking up pool water.
No, but that's the price you pay. If you're gonna be great, you gotta take chances. So I take lots because I want to be the greatest. And with this here golden key, one day I will be.
And what was this here golden key? One day I will be.
That was the line I just read to you.
Sorry.
All right, so
Okay.
let's take it from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
So yours are in, your Tori, yours are in
I
bold.
see it,
And the other thing is,
They're highlighted.
I need you to be a little more like,
Got it.
when you,
Okay.
let me give you notes, don't talk, listen, okay? So when you're talking to him, just kind of, this is a person you talk to every day, okay? He's your best friend, and they just did something stupid, so be like, what's with you? Seriously, like, what are you doing? I don't get it, you know? Like,
Got it.
don't be too shy. Don't get lost in the paper. We're reading together.
Okay.
Work with me, I'll work with you, okay? So you go ahead. Take it from the top.
So, why do you do it, Yuma?
Those dares? Why not? It's good fun.
It's not fun to turn green and choke up pool water.
No, but that's the price you pay. If you're gonna be great, you gotta take chances. So I take lots because I wanna be the greatest. And with this here golden key, one day I will be.
That's the key your parents gave you, right? They found one of their exhibits.
Yep, and you know what it unlocks? Potential. Isn't that cool?
Really? I think it can it work on me?
No,
Why?
because this key's part of me. And with it, I'm good to go.
What's-
Okay, good. That's the end of the scene. So, I'm going to pick it up at the end, okay? Because you're sort of fumbling some of the words. This is the magic of cold reading, which sucks, but that's how it's got to go. Expeditions is the word you are looking for, all right? It's this key that's been in his family, and when he brings out the key, you're like, hey, that's this thing, right? It's interesting. You've seen the key, but you never knew what it was for. So when he tells you what it's for, you're even more interested, okay? Because, hey, maybe that could work for you. You've got hopes and dreams too, okay? So I want to take it, I'm going to set you up with the golden key line, and with this here golden key, one day I will be, and then you're going to follow me.
Got it.
From That's the Key, Your Parents, okay? Ready?
Ready.
Okay. And with this here golden key, one day I will be.
That keys your parents gave you, right? Then they found it at one of their expeditions.
Yep, and you know what it unlocks? Potential. Isn't
Really?
that cool?
Really? They think it could work on me?
No,
Why?
because this key's part of me. With it, I'm good to go. All right, good, thank you. All right, so that's one of the other things is listening. You gotta, if somebody's reading with you, or when you book the job, you're doing scenes with other people, you gotta take in what they're giving you, okay? So the next thing is, and I need Thor up here, because I'm just curious to hear Thor do Loki. So, all right, so Thor, hang on just a minute. And let me find where I am hiding this one. There it is. Okay. So, you know the relationship between these two characters?
Of course.
Good. Okay, so what's going on here is, all right, so it helps, now I'll give, for the rest of you, give a little more backstory. Loki is one of the Asgardian gods, as it were, who in truth is Jotun. He's a frost giant, and he wants revenge on his brother and his father, on Thor and on Odin, okay? So, what's going on here is we've got a lot of big words, all right? And those are all things like, you know, if you don't know how to say them, you want to ask, I will tell you, though. We've got Asgard. We've got, we talk about Mjolnir, which you are holding in your hand, and Svartalfheim, okay? So Svartalfheim is...
Svartalfheim.
Yeah, Svartalfheim is the home of the Dark Elves, okay? So what's going on here is, in the beginning, we've got Loki relishing over his plan to lead his frost giant brothers into Asgard and to take the throne, all right? In the world of this game, it starts out with Loki making this attempt, a power grab, okay? He's thwarted, but then when they've got him, then it's like, this is the game for Thor 2, by the way. So they changed the plot line a little bit, but then it's the setup where they appeal to him for help in defeating the Dark Elves, all right? So as you can see, he's smug and he's angry, but Loki's anger simmers more. You know, he gets, you know, you'll see the spite that's in there. You can, you know, the last line of this, to have my revenge, you can peak there, okay, but build it up. And the thing, you know, again, especially the thing that people love about Loki is his playful nature, all right? So work that in the beginning and then let the hate overtake you. So by the end, the playfulness goes out the window and you want revenge, okay? So whenever you're ready, what's your name?
Dante.
Dante. Great. So, Odin's son, go for it.
Now, my frost giant brothers, this is what I have promised you. Have your revenge against Asgard and deliver the throne to me! I never considered you a paragon of intelligence. But if you truly think I will help you, then you're stupider than I thought. Proposition. If I delivered you and Mjolnir to them on Svartalfheim, I would receive Asgard in return. I almost doubted I could do it. But then you made it so easy for me. I will have my revenge!
Okay, that's pretty good. So, yeah, good job. So let's go again. And let's, on that first cue, tone him down a little bit, okay? You leave yourself somewhere to go, all right? So you can be passionate about this thing that you want. But you don't need to scream necessarily. You know, you will deliver the throne to me. You can be intense, you know, because loud and intensity or even like extreme emotion and volume, they don't have to go together, yeah?
Yes, but it's great that you brought such great big choices and that the director has to be like, let's just bring that back a little bit. So much better than if you were just mumbling and we have no idea what you're actually saying.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you
You
for
make
doing
bold choices. It is better. I would rather rein you in. It's like, I love what you've got. Now just bring it down a little, but, you know, then have to, like, prod people and go, no, more. Okay? So bring that in a little bit. When Loki is toying with someone, he's enjoying it. Therefore, he's going to take his time. You know? So, like, the second line is all about you insulting how stupid somebody is, you know, which you're going to enjoy. So don't rush, okay? And then on the third one, again, it's just you know what I mean? You start to let the anger burn a little more as you go, but you made it so easy. And then let him have it on the last one, okay?
How do I pronounce the realm's name?
Svartalfheim.
Svartalfheim.
Yep. So whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Now, my frost giant brothers, this is what I have promised you. Have your revenge against Asgard and deliver the throne to me. I never considered you a paragon of intelligence, but if you truly think I will help you, then you're stupider than I thought. Proposition. If I delivered you and Mjolnir to them on Svalbard, I would receive Asgard in return. I almost doubted I could do it, but you made it so easy for me. I will have my revenge!
Yeah, good job, dude. All right, so we got time for one more quick one. And we need another lady. And Alyson, you pick somebody?
Oh, man. Right here.
Okay. So this is from an animated Peter Pan series where I play Captain Hook. Alyson didn't get a part.
Not good enough.
And you're playing Wendy. So here, Alyson, would you mind taking the lead?
So, you know the Peter Pan story, I'm assuming. You know
Yeah.
who Wendy is. If you know how to do a British accent, and that's what this is calling for, you can. If not, it is totally cool. 9 times out of 10, they'd rather just hear you and do the character than try and do an accent that might just muddle your audition. But you can feel free to if you'd like. So I'm sure everybody knows Wendy, but
Yeah.
from Peter Pan, older sister gets taken to Neverland. We all know the story. So whenever you're ready.
Michael, not so loud. All the noise will bring Mom in here. We can't have her in here, not when Peter's on his way. Okay, he's gone. Now listen up, y'all. The mission he's on, totally fake. We just want him out of our way while we set up a birthday party for him. Wait, where is he? Oh no, he's taken off after them. Oh dear, he's risking it all for a dumb rock.
Okay, that's good. Now, there's a couple of context clues that we can get from here. Mostly the second line. Listen up, y'all. Okay? This is a more sort of modern take on her. So you don't, so you can play her a little more kind of modern casual teen.
Okay.
Without going too far with it, but you know what I'm saying? Like thinking of Wendy as this little proper British girl. This Wendy doesn't have to be that. Or at times will seem like that because it's a mask she wears, and then when she's just,
One of the boys.
Yeah. And the first line, what is the first thing you say?
Michael, not so loud.
So what does that mean?
That.
Don't be too loud.
Yeah, don't be too loud.
Right? Not that you were too loud, but maybe, Michael, keep it down.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just something to make it a little more real, what's going on. And if we can tie these together, we say like with the first one, you're like, keep it down, Peter's coming. And then let's say Michael leaves. Okay, he's gone. Now let's talk about what we're really doing. So have that attitude change. In the beginning, it's like this thing. And then it's like, okay, cool. And then on the last one, be annoyed. Peter was supposed to be showing up. He doesn't show up because he's gone off after some stupid rock, whatever that is to the plot line. But you know what I mean? Peter's doing something that you don't think is very smart. He takes too many chances, and you're upset. And now you're probably going to have to go do something about it, okay?
Michael, not so loud. All the noise will bring Mom in here. We can't have her in here. Not when Peter's on his way. Okay, he's gone. Now listen up, y'all. That mission he's on, totally fake. We just want him out of our way while we set up a birthday party for him. Wait, where is he? Oh no, he's taken off after them? Oh dear, he's risking it all for a dumb rock.
Good job, good job. Cool. All right, you guys, listen, that's all the time we've got, but I want to let you all know, especially those of you who are interested in doing this sort of thing, there are other guests who are doing similar things over the weekend.
Yes.
You should attend all of them. Get as much information from people as you can, you know, and then go out there, find training, and do work, because the best way to improve your skills at acting is by acting.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.